Welcome to my garden channel. I am the Garden Brand. Today we are here on a very fun video to talk about chocolate mint. Okay, so let's get right into it. Chocolate mint is considered a perennial plant. So with perennial, you guys should know perennial. You watched my last video on lemon balm, right? Well, if you haven't, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube page. Also follow me on Instagram _the Garden Brand. If you did not catch this video or my last video, I will give you a reminder that a perennial plant is a plant that is simply going to come back year after year after year. So you want to make sure, if you don't want this plant to spread too much, you are going to want to grow this baby in a container. Chocolate mint does like to take over, okay? So it's going to go nice and full and long growth stems. These stems will actually root and plant underground, spread their wings. Chocolate mint likes to spread its wings, so if you grow this in your garden bed, be careful. These plants are pretty invasive and they will definitely take over. So in order to contain this plant, I like to grow it in a container. When you are growing this in a container, you want to make sure that you are watering it properly. Chocolate mint likes soil that's nice, it's moist, so you don't want to go too long without watering this plant. I personally water this plant almost every day, if not every day, that I make sure to water it every other day. And I do make sure to check the soil, make sure that it's nice, it's moist, because that's when you get those nice, healthy, lush, delicious smelling leaves. So we're talking about the smell of chocolate mint. So you can walk by this plant and literally it will stop you dead in your tracks. The smell is amazing, let me tell you. Oh my gosh. The leaves produce literally, as with most of my herbs that I'm growing in the garden, medicinal. All right, so let's get into some of the things that you can use this for in replace of medicine. Speaking of antioxidants, this plant is very high in. So those antioxidants will help you to reduce oxidative stress, which is a type of stress that is caused by free radicals within the brain. So yes, it will help you with stress, it will help you with insomnia. This plant is also known to have its respiratory benefits as well. So those of you who have things like asthma, chronic bronchitis, COPD, this will help to relieve that. It does help with indigestion, nerve functioning, as well as acts as an antiviral. And it does have some cognitive effects that help to mentally stimulate the brain. Now that we have a very short list of the many things that this plant helps to treat, let's get into how we can actually use this plant. So we can use this plant, as I have mentioned, to make a nice, beautiful, delicious tea. Also, you can use this plant to make special sweet desserts like ice cream. I'm definitely planning on making a very beautiful chocolate mint ice cream, and yes, I will have my camera up and running so you guys get all the inside details. Aside from making those beautiful, beautiful chocolate candy bars, you can also use this mint in mojitos. Who was here for mojitos? I am. Went to Mexico one year and I drank, let me be quiet, but I had a fair amount of mojitos, maybe 1, 2, or 20 mojitos. Can't get enough of them. So you can use this mint in mojito. You can also make your own very special chocolate mint oil, or you can store it and dry it. So how I came about this mint. So I'm pretty much minding my business, right, in the garden store, doing my thing, shopping, minding business, and I smell this smell that literally knocked me off of my feet, you guys. So I had to stop. I had to check up on it. This mint has a smell that you will not believe. If you love Girl Scout cookies like Thin Mints or anything like this, 10 times better. 10 times better, this smell. Has a beautiful chocolate mint aroma that you just can't forget, and it is an addition to any garden. This smell is also responsible as acting as a repellent, so it will keep things like flies and mosquitoes out of your very beautiful garden. You want to make sure that with your chocolate mint plant that you are caring for it. Doesn't require a lot of love, a lot of attention, but we do want to make sure that we're caring for it well. So in order to do that, you do want to make sure that you are watering this plant appropriately. So this plant, you want to make sure that you're watering it at least every other day, especially if it's really, really hot conditions. Here it's been around 90s, mid 90s, upper 90s. So I like to make sure to water this plant daily. You want to make sure to always keep the soil moist. If you are not up to par on your watering schedule, it will let you get away with neglecting it for a little bit, but eventually this plant's going to say, baby, you got to give me some water or I'm going to die. So you want to make sure to do that. Throughout the day, I can kind of shift or move it. I have it in a place that is literally perfect. So in the morning, it gets a couple of hours of sun. In the evening, afternoon, it does appreciate a little bit of shade. You don't want to just burn this plant, have it soaking and frying out in the sun. A little bit of shade is appropriate for this plant, making sure that you're keeping the soil nice and moist. And you can simply check that. Just touch your soil. If it's moist to touch, then that's going to give you nice, healthy, lush leaves. This plant is known to get around 2 to 3 feet tall, so it does grow quite rapidly, and it can, like I said, take over your garden bed. So you want to go in and make sure that you are pinching off of this plant. So you're going to be taking a little leaf here, a little leaf there, and you can actually start using it right away. I have also decided to dry and store some of this mint. So I ordered these little containers, okay, off of Amazon, and I have decided to dry some of this mint, keep it stored. I'm probably going to have several containers of this mint after my garden season has complete, and I'm going to actually just keep most of it, but I'm going to give some to family and to friends, so y'all better thank me later for that. I will show you how I dry this mint. I do not use a dehydrator, and baby, I do not use an oven. Don't ever accuse me of using an oven, okay? I actually hang dry this mint, and I'll have a special video showing you how I do that. So thank you for watching my video on this very, very beautiful mint. To kind of sum things up, just make sure you give this plant part sun, part shade. Make sure that you are hydrating, keeping the soil nice and moist, giving it plenty of space to grow if you plan on growing it in a garden bed, or placing it in a nice container to keep it contained, confined, and keep it from going wild. So make sure that you are liking, subscribing this video, subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Instagram, and thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to have more fun videos of more of my favorite plants week after week.